Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. And the name of today's podcast is Hold On Loosely, But Don't Let Go. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with that idea because it comes from a song by 38 Special. And the chorus of that song goes, just hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're going to lose control. And I remember when I was young, I used to hear that song. I never used to think much about it. It was just a song that had a great beat. But now when I think about it, that really goes to the core of how we hold everything in our lives, how we hold our relationships, how we hold our goals, how we hold our jobs, how we parent our children. Because when we love something, we don't want to be without it. When we love something, we want it to all work out. And again, everything goes back to our fear of the unknown. We're so afraid that the people we love won't be okay. We're so afraid we're not going to achieve our goals. We're so afraid things not turning out the way that we want. We cling to things. We hold things tightly, and we do it out of love. But there's also a fear to that. And that fear plus that love can be suffocating to everything in our lives, including the job, the relationship, the goal. And then the opposite of what we want happens. We hold on tightly because we want it so badly. And yet that's how it slips out of our fingers. That's when we truly lose control. We think that the clinging keeps everything the way it should be, but it's really through freedom that we gain control of ourselves and our lives. And I know it sounds backwards, but the beauty to life, the creation, the miracles all happen when everything in our life has space. Without that space, new possibilities can't come in. Without that space, there can't be growth. Without that space, people don't have the freedom to grow with each other. And it's another one of those things in life that the more you want it, the more loosely you have to hold it. And it's a dance. It's something that we're all always going to be playing with. It's going to be hard. Sometimes we might be doing it perfectly, and then sometimes not. I've worked with many entrepreneurs over the years and many people who are executives. And that's the sign of great leadership, or that's the sign of someone who's going to grow their business. They have a goal. Maybe they want to hit sales a certain way and they have this idea. They're going to market a certain product a certain way. And when it doesn't go as planned, I've seen people double down, triple down, and watch their businesses keep going the wrong way because they're holding on so tightly to that idea. Or they could hold it loosely and know that their goal is to sell a particular product or for the business to be successful. And the more loosely they hold it, they're going to find new ways to market their product. They're going to take on new product lines because they're always going to remember that, hey, what do I want here? Even in my own life, I truly believe that it's been my flexibility that has been one of my biggest gifts. Everything I want in my life, I don't let go of that, but I know that there are different ways that things happen. Right now, I'm working on a class. I never thought that I'd be working on a class, but I see that my goal is to keep helping people, to keep sharing my knowledge. Deep down, I prefer to do podcasting. I prefer to write books, but that's not how many people are communicating. So I could say, well, this is how I do it and try to control it and try to insist it to being one way. Or I could hold it loosely and say, what's the ultimate goal here? How can I be flexible? How can I expand myself? And who knows, I might show my face on TikTok soon. But we just have to see where things are going and how we could show up the best that we can. And even in parenting, it's so tricky. We want our kids to be safe. We want to know that they'll be happy. We want them to do well in school. But their path is sometimes different. And if we hold on too tightly, we're going to keep directing them on a path that might not be best for them. Just the other day, I saw my friend's daughter started a flower business. And I remember when she was in lower school, she struggled in school and she was artistic and her mother always supported her. And she moved to another school and she kept struggling academically and her mother always supported her. She supported the arts. She loved her unconditionally. And now she graduated college and she's in a business supporting her creativity. And I believe that mother wanted her daughter to be okay. She wanted her to be successful. She wanted her to be happy. She wanted her to be on her path, but she always held it loosely. And that looseness, that not demanding to control her daughter's path, allowed her daughter to thrive. And I'm just so thrilled to see something like that. And again, the reason why we don't do it is not because we don't love our children. It's not because we don't love our partner. It's not because we don't love our goals. It's again, we're just scared of things not working out. We're scared of not being okay. We're scared of leaving this earth, not having achieved everything we truly wanted. But all that fear does is closes us down. It causes us to be tight. It makes our vision so narrow, and it brings us further from the thing we want the most. We're always being challenged in life. We're being asked to hold the things that are most precious to us loosely. We're being asked to do the thing that might feel opposite to what's natural to us. It's natural to hold, to protect, to want everything to be okay. And yet we need to take a breath and pull back, because it's that space, that freedom, that creates the beauty and the opening for us to truly attract the life that we want. So many times during the day, I feel that pull to cling. I feel that pull to control. I feel that worry kind of starting to swirl within my heart. And I remember that this is coming from my love, but it's also coming from my fear of what the future will bring. And then I remember that uncertainty is my best friend, because if I want my life to change, it has to happen in the unknown. I remember how I feel when I feel free. And I remember that everything in life flourishes within freedom. Everything in life flourishes with space. Space to create, space to expand, space to explore. And it's okay. Sometimes we will lose things, but at least we won't suffocate things. At least we know we have lived our best life because we allowed everything in our lives to have that space and freedom to grow, including ourselves and the people we love. And I promise you, if this is the way that you could hold your life, that business you want to grow will grow. You will find the right relationship. Let people be who they are. It's an easier way to live. And if they want to be with us, they'll be with us. And if they want to leave, then we'll both be free. Don't be afraid of the pain. You will survive the pain. And life will direct you to a much more deep, meaningful place to be. Just hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're going to lose control. When you start to feel tight, when you start to feel obsessive, when you start to feel that things could only be one way, you could even listen to the song to remember. You could take a deep breath to remember. If you hold a coin in your hand and you shut your fist really tight, and then you extend that hand with the palm down, when you open your fist, the coin will fall. But if you take a coin and you leave your hand open with palm to the sky, that coin is always in your hand. Doesn't fall, it doesn't move, but there you are, open to everything that could happen in life. And sometimes just that visualization reminds me, what am I doing? Why am I holding on so tight? It's going to slip through my fingers. But if I give it space and I nurture it and I love it, it will grow. And again, I've witnessed people grow their businesses like this. And I've seen people approach relationships like this. I look at my friend's daughter who has a flower business right now. Talk about flourishing under the right circumstances, with the right amount of space. Everything you want in your life is real. It's just, how are you going to hold it? And also, it is so painful to hold something so tightly. It's choosing to live in fear. It's choosing to always feel threatened that everything's going to be taken away. And you don't have to fully let go. That's the beauty of it. No one's asking you to not have your goals, to not have your dreams, to not have the relationship, to not have your kids being successful. All it's being asked of you is to hold it with more space and more faith and more maybe, to let life flow in. So again, there are many ways that we can do this. It all depends how you choose to hold it. And if you choose to embrace the possibility that maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my books, The Gift of Maybe or A Year Without Men, they're available at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you like this podcast, you could subscribe and leave a comment.